Hello, audience. Welcome back to another episode where I tell you what to think. Hopefully, not. Hopefully, you don't believe me. Don't believe anything I say. Okay? There's a lot of birds out here. They're making a lot of noise. I wonder if they're protesting against low wages or something. You know? You never know. But yeah, right now in this video, I want to talk about the exact same thing: beliefs. Don't believe anything. You know what I'm saying? Don't believe anything. Why is it the problem? Because belief is a trap, and it's so slippery. So slippery. For example, there's this concept out there that we're here to learn our karmic lessons, you know, to heal or to become enlightened or whatever, schmo, whatever, right? And then those are nice sayings, but what happens when you take this as a belief, you know, like say, okay, we're here to heal. Then what you're saying that you're wounded. And then of course the healing never ends. The healing never ends. Because you're saying that you're wounded. It's like, oh, I need to heal. Oh, I need to heal more. I need to heal more. I need to heal more. And it never ends, bro. Because you're just in a belief system. I mean, you can use this word if you want, but if you're in a belief system, that word's gonna put you in a trap. You know? And one second, I'll be back. Welcome back. Sorry about that little pause. For the better pause. Okay, good. What was I talking about? Yes. How everything just is being turned to beliefs. How the message is not really received. There's the whole idea of the karmic lessons. If you ever try to learn your karmic lessons, you'll you'll see that you get in a cycle, and some sort of belief cycle that it never ends, and it will never end. It's a trap. Okay. This is why, for example, someone may be in a state of realization, and then they may be speaking from that, you know, verbally, and that goes right into, you know, the mind space, and then another mind listens to that. Oh, that's what I gotta do. So then the mind starts doing that, and that's the trap of the mind. The idea is not to get in the trap of the mind. Even if you use the word healing, it's not to be used by the mind. The healing happens automatically as you live your life and face everything that happens. As simple as that. You don't need to create any kind of spiritual journeys. Oh, right now I'm on a healing journey. Good fucking luck. Good fucking luck. You are not on a healing journey. You are on a healing cycle. It will never end. Because that's what you're asking of the universe. You say, like, I want to be healing. Well, then you fucking keep healing if you want it. You know? It's all traps. But the thing is that all those different messages that come in to you, and when you do not have the capacity, anything beyond the mind, it's just gonna be another addiction. You see what I'm saying? There's going to be another addiction, because all of that is at most as an invitation for you to face what is. You know? And when you face what is, you realize, like, what? What the fuck was I doing? What? The healing? What the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Heal what? What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, that's not to say that we're not here to experience something, you know, like we are here to experience something. Um, but we're not here to make the fucking problem out of this. It's not, life is not a problem to be fixed. And yes, I admit life is pretty hardcore, man. It's a pretty trippy thing. But there's nothing more than certain emotions, certain states, and none of that is really anything to fix, okay? Because they come along, and then you have like a certain type of state, and you think, oh, something's fucking wrong with me. No, you're just experiencing emotion, motherfucker. Don't make it anything wrong with you, man. There's nothing wrong with you. If you don't make it, there isn't anything wrong with you. And so, but you know, of course, and that's not to say that emotions don't happen. They happen. But if you just ride the wave of those emotions, if you just feel whatever is there to feel, then they don't build up. They don't build up. They don't build up on anything. You know, that's why, like, when you are, just chill your balls, man. Most problems, most games that we're playing with ourselves goes away. You know, and it's almost like there's something happening, you know, and then the mind intervenes and says, like, oh, we got to heal this, and then you get into this mind trap again. But if you don't fucking go the mind way, but you go the other way into whatever is going on, and you just ride that wave, you're gonna ride through it, and then there won't be any problem created out of that. It'll be like, whoa, that was fucking trippy, and that was it. So I think it's really like almost like the chasing of this solution, which is a trap, and stopping the chasing and just being whatever is already, because it already is. And you know, if you really, really sense everything there is to sense, with no mind interaction, everything is delicious. Everything has a certain type of grace to it. Delicious. Anyway, what was this hair always wants to come out? My head is gonna fly away or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that to happen. Am I making any kind of sense? Stop believing your mind. It's kind of interesting thing, because it seems that like we can live through the mind, right, through thinking, and then we can live another word through the heart. But again, when you say the word heart, it happens in the mind. This is why the mind is just can put the label on it, but the state is there, you know. And some people find it difficult, and it's like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what if I don't have to solve any kind of problems? There's nothing wrong. It's like, yeah, no, there's nothing wrong. Like, what do you have? What kind of problem right in this moment? What kind of problem do you have? Find it for me, please. I don't think you can find it, because there is none. And if you can just live from that point of state where there's no problem already, then everything is just happening, and there's nothing to be fixed. But here's the thing, is that when you live from that state, everything is automatically is getting fixed without you doing anything, because from that state, it's magic. You see what I'm saying? When you stop trying to fix everything outside of you, and you just ride the wave, whatever is inside of you, little by little things start changing for the better. Isn't it weird? Of course, I'm talking about psychological aspects. I'm not talking about physical aspects. Because if something broken physically, like something, you know, of course, fix it. If something needs to be done physically, do it. But emotionally, there was not a single problem that was fixed by the mind. You have to get this through your mind and realize that your mind is just creating problems. It cannot solve problems. The whole, mind can solve a logical external problems, but it will never solve. It's never meant to be used for the psychological problems. So the moment the mind gets in, it's like, oh, you're feeling bad? Let me help you. You say, no, thank you, mind. You've done enough. Thank you. You fucking put me on some spiritual fucking journey for 10 years. You wasted my fucking life. Mind, thank you very much. But I don't think you fucking got this, okay? So fucking do your mathematical problems. Resolve your shit. Focus on the skills or whatever. Okay, mind? And don't get involved with this anymore, okay? Thanks. Cheers. Alright. You make this deal with your mind, and you're cheeky. You know what I'm saying? Tutto bene. And then that's it. You put everything into where it needs to be. Fuck, this is like, you know what I'm saying? Like all the psychology, all the spiritual teaching, they may have good intentions, but it's all just makes it worse. A road to hell is paved with good intentions. Now, of course, you know, you say like, well, like all these industries being developed is like a pacifier. Now people need to keep on sucking on it, because otherwise if they stop, they start crying. Well, maybe they need to be, you know, stop sucking on it and start crying for a little bit, because it's time to kind of grow up, right? And realize that, holy shit, like, why did I need this pacifier? I mean, my very desire for that pacifier was the problem. You see what I'm saying? You see how it all works? It's you can't. There's no answer in the mind. The mind cannot resolve psychological and emotional problems. You know, because even like you say someone is, let's say, oh, you shouldn't do this thing. That's kind of wrong. And then someone else says, well, you shouldn't be so judgmental. And then in the meantime, saying that is a judgment. So you can't get the fuck out of this, you know what I'm saying? No, it's you, it's you, no, it's you, it's no, it's you, it's no, it's you, it's no, it's you, it's and then all good. Yeah, man. Sometimes I honestly I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with these videos because I don't know if I mean, I guess I could kind of like pinpoint to the things, but if you create another belief system out of this, then of course that's not successful, and I don't want to. And so I have to be kind of careful not to create another belief system. So honestly, like the best outcome if you watching my videos and you chill a little bit, you know, maybe you stop running and you just cool with whatever is, then that, you know, is successful. But if your mind starts running and saying like, oh yeah, well, listen, you know, no, wrong direction. Like this is why I'm to send the message, I'm using the mind, but inviting outside of it. Paradox, huh? Paradoxicalness. Yeah. There's no problem. Like sometimes you can see, normally kids don't have a problem with emotions. They cry, they laugh, they get angry, and the next second, gone. They don't even fucking remember. And then adults, when they grow up, it's just like, oh my god, I got angry then. Oh, I must be angry person. Oh, I need to do some anger management thing. No, you just fucking got angry and make a fucking big deal out of this. You know, it's fine to just like, but if something's happens and you get angry and just and then after just go back to normal. Don't try to fix that shit. It's like, oh fuck, there was just a little anger happened in me, but you're not making into yourself as an image of an angry person. You know what I'm saying? That's why sometimes people again, it's two paths. One path is control your emotions, right? Well, that's exactly what everybody's doing with all these different industries of healing, and it's just to control it, trying to control it. And another one is like, well, you just let it all go. Well, then that's just also not really good because you know, you're not really socially acceptable. But then there's a deeper view where emotions are happening, but you are the background for the emotions to happen. And then they don't amplify, you know. In the first option, they're suppressed. In the second option, they're amplified. And in the third option, they just happen in a complete adequate amount that it has to happen and die off. Just come in, come out. You see? But if it comes in and then you keep on, you know, resonating that shit, well, then you are not really the background for the emotions to happen. You are in the mind, you know. I always say there's like always, whenever that happens, there's three ways that you can do it. One is uh, pacify, right? Which means like, oh, you don't want to face this shit, so you take something to alleviate it. Another one is just go into despair and it's like, I'm a victim. But the third path is just to face everything, what's going on. And in that facing, I mean, then you kind of realize that in that the facingness of life is it. Like there's nothing to fix anymore. You know? Nothing to fix anymore. And I kind of also want to say that there are versions of people. There are versions of me, and there's versions of you. There are versions, and it seems that it's based on the states of consciousness that we're in. You can call them frequencies, vibrations, whatever you want. But on whichever vibration, whichever disc that you're in, that's the version of you that you're spinning. Okay? And and that's it. That's all that there is. It's basically which version of you are you spinning. And if you're spinning somebody who is needing healing, then that's what's going on. You see what I'm saying? I'm just basically saying that like you can take any kind of person, any kind of being, and if you were to put that person in a certain type of state, you could see all the dark things that are happening through that person, very violent, let's say, or whatever. But only because that person is in that state, and this is why we can be in these lower states or higher states, as people call it, but you yourself is not frozen in that. You see what I'm saying? You're not frozen in that. You don't need to freeze yourself into that. And everybody's trying to freeze you into that. They say, oh, that person is like that. No, you had one moment like that in your life, and now what? Everybody marks you like that? Don't believe that shit. You're not that. If you put yourself in a different state, then then that's what's going on. So what are you then? You see what I'm saying? You're not neither of these. That's what sometimes people say, like, well, some people are kind of low vibration. Yeah, they're running that state. They've been put in that state and they're running that state. But that's not to say that you don't move them into a different state and they don't run that state, which is, let's say, which is something that we consider to be more noble or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that any of these states are necessarily wrong. Like if you play a really low one, then you may be getting involved in the wars and shit like that. But that's your fucking video game, right? You believe that you need to go out there and kill or whatever, and you're trapped in that game, right? But you as a being, you can put on any other game depending on whatever you want to play. That's what I'm trying to say, is that pick the game that you want to play. And look, and if shit happens, and like you get like moment anger or whatever, and juk, and the next minute you go back to yourself, and then you can go, whoa, what the fuck happened? You can say like, hey, sorry, I don't know what the fuck is going on, or what happened. and then you can be totally fine about that fact and apologize everyone with nothing. But if you don't, and if you don't apologize, if you don't acknowledge that there was the wave of emotion that was acting through you, if you identify with it and you don't let it go, now you start playing that fucking thing. You see what I'm saying? Now you are this angry person, whereas it's just the angry emotion that was coming in and going out. So don't freeze yourself in those things. Be water, my friend, like Bruce Lee said. Water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. Peace.